Hi, I'm Azra.
And hi, I'm Theandra.
And you're listening to the A&T Friendship Diaries. It's Friday. It's the first Friday for the reason why we started this podcast to begin with. It's our first episode of the original, and I'm so excited. So, now that we're finally on the originals, this is how it's going to go. For real this time, we are only going to watch 3 episodes at a time. I know we said that for the ultimatum and we fumbled the bag, but for real this time, 3 episodes, and then we're going to come and we're going to talk about it.
Uno, dos, tres.
And as much as it killed us to not talk to each other, we didn't. So you guys get, just like every episode thus far, you guys get the raw deal. Us having a conversation about it. I'm very excited to do the originals because 1, it's a good show. And 2, my sister and I are on different teams.
Yes, we are on different teams.
I am Team Elijah.
Yay!
Thank you.
And I am Team Klaus. All right? The hybrid. Big stomping up in here. Don't get it twisted.
I mean, I feel like it's very obvious that she's Team Klaus and I'm Team Elijah. Just our personalities alone by themselves.
That is true.
It makes sense. It makes
perfect sense.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with Klaus. I definitely love him.
Mm-hmm.
He really is the show.
He is.
I will say that. The supporting characters are super strong. They are amazing in their own individual right. But Klaus Mikaelson,
Nick Klaus.
Klaus.
That's a government name on his driver license. Born in 1329 or something. No, just but it says Nick Klaus.
Nick Klaus
Mikaelson.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So I guess we should probably just jump right into it. Season 1.
Yeah, I think we should jump into the episodes, but I think we should tell the viewers or listeners.
Yes.
Maybe soon viewership coming.
Viewers one day. You better speak that into existence. Okay.
I think we should tell them why we're the team we are. Like, why are you Team Elijah? What is it about Elijah? You should see the smile on her face.
All right. I love Elijah because of the way he loves his family.
Touche.
Not just Nick Klaus. I mean, his love for Klaus definitely does not compare to his love for the rest of his family. Like, he loves Rebecca. He loves Finn. What's the other
one? Freya.
Oh, Freya. See, we're only on the first 3 episodes. I always forget about her because, I mean,
we'll get to her.
We'll get to Freya. You see how she just made me tired that quick? She takes my air. But either way it goes, Elijah's love for Klaus is serious.
It's serious.
I mean, hence the ending of the whole damn show. Like, we won't even jump there, but just even how that goes, the ending of the show, it
was fitting. Like, I didn't even expect nothing less.
Exactly.
Still cried like a baby, but I digress.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I love the way he loves his family. I love the way that he keeps his composure. I love the way that he's very regal at all times.
I love that about him. So yes. I was going to say he has an air of elegance.
Yes.
About him. Sophistication.
Yes. Very sophisticated.
And I think that's why I love that contrast, because as sophisticated as he is, don't get Elijah twisted.
Oh, yeah.
Because he raw. Like, he told the witches, I'll come back and kill all of you.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So it's like this
and he meant that
line.
shit.
And he meant it. It's a thin line. Like, don't get the distinguished gentleman. Like, he can show up on a red carpet but he can also, show up and
Yeah. Wreck house.
wreck house.
After he folds his clothes neatly though and lays them to the side. Like I love that. Like he just
And when he drinks, he never gets a drop of blood on him.
No.
Even when he fights, he never gets a drop of blood on him.
And he fights effortlessly. I mean, he's smooth from beginning to end. I'm gonna tell you what,
I have the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
For y'all that don't know, when Michael Jackson made that song, Smooth Criminal.
Yes.
He was talking about Elijah.
He was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
Elijah is a smooth criminal.
I'm gonna start calling him Baby Love Smooth. That's my baby love. Okay, so I know I already know the answer, but please let the people know why you are Team Klaus.
Because he the king. No, I'm just playing. First of all, I love Klaus because he is the one and only hybrid. And he gets the best of both worlds. And he's so ruthless. He's so raw. Like, he's like a pet lion.
A pet lion?
Yes. Like, he's sweet. They purr. But any given day, they can eat you up.
Bite your move.
And at the end of the day, you can't be mad at him because the lion never told you he was anything different.
Right.
I've shown you I'm a lion. You see I'm a lion.
Right.
You know how lions act. So don't be surprised if you get ate up. And I love that about him. Like, you deal with Klaus at your own risk.
Everybody. Because everybody can get it.
Everybody can get it. Yeah. It don't matter. You could be his sister.
Oh,
you could be
Becca. He will Becca hell.
Don't make me dagger you. Okay? Because he will do it. And I love that about him because he don't make no qualms about it. He don't apologize. Y'all know I'm raw.
Right.
Crazy.
Okay.
But he loves so hard. Like,
he does love hard. And I
if
do
he
love
lets
that
you
about
see
Klaus.
it,
Yeah.
The snippets that he lets you inside his heart, he is beautiful.
He is. I will agree with you on that.
I'm done.
No, it's okay. I agree with you on that. Even though I am Team Elijah, I'm Team Elijah, then I'm Team Klaus, and then I'm Team Rebecca. Because I do like Rebecca. I like her much better than I do the other one, Freya.
Yeah, I'll probably say Klaus, Elijah. I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna have to wait till I go through the rest of the season.
Okay. Well,
because I don't like Rebecca, but she's original, but it's okay.
I think, that's what I was gonna say. I think I tolerate.
That's what it is.
Rebecca, because Elijah loves her.
Yeah.
And I love what he loved. Nah, I would have loved Klaus even if he didn't though. Because Klaus is he's a character. Even with all that.
Right. As we go on, if you haven't watched the series, I admonish you to watch it now as we're watching it. It's the originals on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, when you start to watch it, because my daughter, she was like, because she would come in as I was watching stuff, and I was like, she's like, who is that? I'm like, that's Klaus. She's like, oh my God, he's horrible. And I'm like, that's because you don't know him.
Right.
And then she watched the originals, and she loves Klaus, because it's like you have to watch it in its totality to fully appreciate it. It's going to be some episodes where you're like, oh my God, but it is what it is.
I think my munchkin may have watched the originals. I know she's very excited for us to start the podcast on the originals, so I think she may have watched it. I have to check with her and see if she's Team Klaus or Team Elijah, but
to my team.
I'm going to tell you whose team I'm not on.
Who? It ain't Marcel. Is it Marcel?
You already know.
Why are you not Team Marcel? He said, put some respect on my name. I'm the king.
You're not the king. You're a little boy trying to fit into the king's shoes. And as much as I do love Elijah, Klaus is the king.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And Elijah's good with that. He don't want to be the king.
No.
He just, wants to chill and love life and kind of be on the down low. He's not looking for attention. He's good with being the backup singer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Klaus wants to sing all the lead parts.
Yes.
And that's fine.
Yes.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody.
Yeah, so.
And he don't mind taking the rap. Like what comes with it. like he'll be the bad guy.
Correct.
I'll be the one that everybody hates.
Yes.
Like he said, people fear me because I have the power
right
to make them fear me. That's
Correct.
some boss. That's some boss stuff right there.
It is. It is. And so that is part of the reason that I'm not a fan of Marcel, because he knows who Klaus is.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, them leaving
Changed
and then
him?
I don't know if it changed him. I don't know, because it seems like to me, and this is why I said, you know what, I'm not feeling Marcel anymore. If this is your family,
mm-hmm.
and you haven't seen them in hundreds of years, because we vampires and we live a really, really long time, but we were living as a family. Matter of fact, you're my, what do they call, sires?
Mm-hmm.
You're my sire. And I'm in love with Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
That's two. Even if he don't like Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
And they leave New Orleans on some gotta go shit. And when they come back, that's how you act?
How you welcome them?
That, sir, this my city. This my house.
Not to mention he chose immortality over Rebecca.
He definitely chose immortality over Rebecca, but I knew that was going to happen.
Right. I mean, come on.
Yeah. As soon as Klaus daggered her ass, I knew their relationship, it was over before it began, because that's Klaus.
Yeah.
He's going to hang on to something that he knows that you want, need, whatever the case may
Covet.
Be, until it benefits him. Absolutely.
He's an opportunist.
He is.
He's an opportunist.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
But that's okay, though. I mean, I feel like there are certain qualities that make maybe a number one. You know what I'm saying? Besides the getting up early and the late nights and the, you have to be willing to do anything.
And I think that's what makes him so great strategic wise, because there's nothing that's off the table.
Oh, no, not at all.
He will consider any and everything.
Yes, he almost killed Haley when Haley said that she went to go purchase poison to kill his
Wolfsbane.
Wolfsbane, thank you, to kill his little baby.
Yeah.
A baby that he claimed that he don't want.
Right. But he's not, he wasn't going to show that, because like he told Elijah when he daggered him in episode 1, oh, brother, you're so weak. Your kind heart is going to mess us up. Yeah. So,
and that's why he daggered Elijah's ass. He's like,
Elijah do got a kind heart.
He does. He is kind. He's a sweetheart. Now, here's something. I don't know if you read this the same way. And when I say read, I mean reading the room, the scene. When Elijah first saw Haley, when the witches brought her around the corner, I feel like he was smitten right then. Like, I understand she's a wolf, so I feel like that was her imprint. Whether she knew it or not, whether he realized it or not, because his whole countenance changes. And this is even before he find out about the baby. This is just him seeing Haley. And he was smitten.
Yeah.
Whereas in Klaus didn't feel that way.
He was like, kill her and the baby.
Correct. But Elijah, no, he was all in the minute he saw her.
He was all in. He was like, I'm not letting nothing happen to you. So, starting off episode 1, this is what I noticed, and I wanted to talk about it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Rebecca, now I know Klaus had done a lot of mean things to her, as you know, but she said something in the first episode that struck me. She referred to Klaus as her half-brother.
Yeah.
Elijah never refers to him as his half-brother. Correct. He said, that's my brother.
That's my brother.
But Rebecca makes it a point to let him know, you're not really one of us.
Correct. She called him a bastard at one point. She called him my bastard brother.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't like that either.
So I think that too, like he's, and I feel like she loved Klaus, but I feel like she definitely has a more affinity towards Elijah. And Klaus know that. So Klaus is like, All
Right.
right. I know who you is, and so I think that's why, you know,
I mean, and I think that's why he is the way that he
yeah,
is.
I'm gonna
And the
treat you like a
reason,
step
right. And the
brother would
reason
treat you,
why he's
her.
always felt alone is because they only all had the same mom.
I mean, he was technically alone because he was the only hybrid.
Well, there's that too, but you also have to think about when, I mean, they were well into their ages when it came out that Mom Dukes had been creeping.
Right, but see, they never knew until then. Now the way they made it seem in the story, like they were all. Now his father may have had a clue, because let's keep it real. Klaus the only red. Is he redhead or is he more brown? He looked redhead, but he's the only one that is a little bit, I guess you would say, different looking out of all of them. I don't know if he had a clue.
I don't know, because I feel like him, Freya, and Becca look more alike than.
I think they were all close up until they realized that he was a werewolf. Because you got to remember that half of him killed their baby brother. It was a werewolf that killed their baby brother, which in turn made their mother deal with dark magic,
Right.
black magic.
Right.
She done a spell. And you know, with spells, there's always consequences.
Right.
You don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And the consequences of her spell making them fast and strong, so none of her kids will ever die by a werewolf again. The side effects was they had a thirst.
Right.
So by default, she made them vampires.
Right.
But she done that to protect them from werewolves.
Right. Which Klaus already was.
Which he already was, and
Right.
nobody knew until he made his first kill. And he didn't make his first kill until he became a vampire.
Until,
he got thirsty.
Yeah.
And that's why he was like, "What's happening to me, brother? It hurts." Like all of his bones was breaking. I felt so sorry.
I felt so bad for him in that scene, because whoever the production team, they did an amazing job, because I really could feel in my body like my bones was
you
cracking.
could hear the bones. Yeah. And he was like, you know what, shout out to Joseph Morgan. He's an amazing actor. He acts down to his eyelashes. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna get off my tangent, but listen, actors, actresses, you just can't say your lines, and you just can't just like, I'm gonna feel sad right now and say my line. No, it's a full thing. It's the way he inhales, the way he exhales,
correct,
the way his face looks, his eyebrows, like you could see anger slowly build. Like he don't just jump mad. Like it's a whole process. Correct. When I say he acts, all of them do. Elijah too. They act with their whole,
but most definitely
being.
Yeah.
I mean, their eyes messed up. I mean,
this is why people are still watching the show.
Yes.
How long has the originals been off air?
I don't know.
Right. But people still talk about it, watch it, rewatch it, and rewatch it.
And shout out, the originals was never a show that was supposed to be, but because of Vampire Diaries and they introduced Klaus, Joseph Morgan stole
Vampire Diaries.
He stole Vampire Diaries, and people wanted to know about him.
Yeah,
and that's how they got the spinoff. But
which is awesome. You better give him the background, sister. Come on now, yes ma'am. Little nuggets. Yeah, I appreciate him being the actor that he is, because the originals is an amazing show. It's, no matter how many times I watch it, just to prepare for our podcast,
you see something new every time.
I started watching this last week, episode 1 through 3, and I've watched it at least 2 or 3 times up to getting ready for this podcast. And each time it's just like, damn, I just watched this. How did I miss that?
Exactly.
It's crazy. Well, one of the things for me at the very beginning of the show that Elijah says, I feel like it really does set the tone for the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah says, the family blood bond may be our greatest strength or our deepest regret.
That's amazing. That's an amazing line.
That's a very deep line. And it's very much the originals.
Yep, it's them. It is them.
Yeah.
It is
Because
them to the T.
that strength, that bond is what kept them together. But at the same time, that strength, that bond that kept them together is the reason why all this shit happened. Rebecca couldn't go off and, you know what I'm saying, be with any of the guys that she wanted to be with because Klaus kept killing the asses. Elijah couldn't be with any of the women during the course of his many, many, many years of living. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like their bond, which is their strength, caused also a good amount of pain.
Yeah, because their bond at the end of the day, it was them above all else,
Above everybody.
above everybody.
And that's what Marcel's ass could not understand.
No, he could not.
And I don't understand why he couldn't understand that.
Now I think because of their bonds, because what I noticed when I watched the first episode, when Klaus came and told the witches and Elijah he didn't care, like kill the baby. I don't. I'm not gonna say he didn't care. It's just that he didn't allow himself to care because he feels like that is a weakness, which is why in turn he daggered his brother. But I also feel like they've been around each other long enough to know he knew. If Elijah knew that that child was Klaus's, by default, in Elijah's mind, that's blood. And so because of that, he knew I don't have to do nothing. Elijah ain't gonna let nothing happen to her. Even if I say let them kill him, he already knew. So I can still be free to move and appear like this don't bother me. Therefore, I technically have no weaknesses because all my weaknesses is going to be Elijah weak. Because he knew Elijah would take that on for him.
Right. Yes. And not to mention, like I said, the moment Elijah saw Haley, I think that he was just gone. He was, I mean, instantly she was family. He moved her into the crib. Like day one, he's been down for her.
Yeah.
And I understand that's his, little niece, but still, niece that she's carrying. Like, it doesn't matter.
No.
I think Elijah, right off the rip, I think that's when he began to fall for Haley.
And I think it's because of Elijah, the reason why we get an insight of Klaus that we don't necessarily get to see often because of how his character is. But Haley Reid knows his memoirs, so I think that is drawing her to Elijah. But Elijah is also explaining why he's passionate, why he's so into making sure or trying to save Klaus, because he's the only one in my notes that I put that has literally owned up to what he done. He's the only one that's been accountable to his actions toward Klaus when they were growing up by not stepping up and fighting for him when he should have. So now he would never not fight for him again.
Right. And I definitely understood that. I understood his commitment to Klaus now, because as much as I do love Elijah, he let Klaus down.
He did.
They daddy is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not Klaus's fault that he was part werewolf.
No. And it's not their fault they were part vampire. Everything that they are going through right now is because of what their parents done to them.
Correct. And what they say, sins of the mother, sins of the father.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of them.
But even without the whole vampire, say if they had never turned into vampires and Klaus just happened to kill somebody on some regular in the store, you got the last loaf of bread type shit, then he still would have turned into a werewolf.
Yeah, he still would have been. Yep.
And his daddy still would have done the same thing. That vampire had nothing, I feel like, didn't have anything to do with it. And that's not right. That's where the issue was. And that's not okay. Like, it wasn't that baby's fault.
Yeah, it started off like that, as we'll see later. Well, I'm not gonna skip ahead, but yeah, I get what you're saying. 100%.
Okay.
So, I also noted here that when he daggered Elijah because he was soft, I think he also did it because you remember he asked, "So is our sister gonna participate in this?" And he was like, "I don't know." He knew if he called Rebecca and asked for her help, she wouldn't come because she don't like Klaus like that.
Right.
But also daggering Elijah also by default drove Rebecca back because she came looking for him.
Right.
And she's like, I'm not leaving. But he needed her to come back as well because he also needs her to be a distraction
for Marcel.
For Marcel. I think Klaus is very strategic.
Yeah, he's the mastermind. Yeah,
he does.
He very much so runs every single one of them, whether they realize it or not.
No.
Yeah, and that's a very great observation. Either way it goes, he got what he wanted, which is for Rebecca to come.
Yep. Because he knew, and because of their history. Because you remember, first of all, you never can sneak up on a vampire, number one. Let's get that real. But you remember when she was watching him on that phone call?
When she was watching Marcel?
Yes. And then she went to daydreaming back to when all of a sudden this dude was right beside her.
He popped up on her.
He popped up on her because he caught her slipping.
I was very bothered by that because how did you miss that?
Because she was daydreaming.
Man.
And that's what Klaus be talking about when he say Rebecca don't always do what's quote unquote, like when she in love, like her mind goes away. Not saying what he's doing is right, but I understand why he does that.
Because, why he kills her boyfriends?
Yes, because she go off on the deep end.
She does. Because there is no way that he should have been able to sneak up on her.
And she an original. She looked shocked. She was
startled, scared.
She was surprised. And that should never happen. And that's what Klaus be talking about.
Right.
You become a liability.
Right.
When you're in love, because you can't focus. You're not one of the people that can be in love and still handle your stuff.
Correct. And you just said something just then. The fact that they are the originals. And Marcel act like he's an original. And that's another reason why I don't like him. When they came back, he was very, you know what I'm saying? He just seemed very cocky, very arrogant,
entitled.
Very entitled. This is my town. This is my city. I was like, boy, do you hear yourself? Everything was about him. And I understand his beginning from the flashback that he probably didn't have a lot. Looked like he was maybe a slave.
He was a slave. He didn't want no look like about it. He was getting whipped. His opening scene.
He was. But does that mean...
And he was the master's son.
Does that mean, though, when he is finally at a place to where he can have, he has to be greedy? Because that's what he's giving. Because again, everything was I, me, my, mines. I run this town. I control the witches. I got rid of the werewolves.
But it's just like kids. Okay, so Klaus sired him. He was just smelling himself. He was smelling his vampire self. Now, it takes a little longer because they live so long.
Okay.
So we just imagine him being in his 15, 16-year-old child self. So this is what Klaus is dealing with. I'm dealing with a grown vampire, but really in vampire years, he's a teenager.
I got you.
So you smelling yourself.
He definitely was smelling himself.
But you forgot who daddy is.
Correct. And I think that's why.
You forgot. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what bothered me. That's exactly what it is. Because he forgot, sir, without me, there is no you. Because I am an original. You're a carbon copy.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcel. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I think the second time I watched the originals, I was just like, I can't believe the first time I watched this, I felt so sad for, Marcel. Like, I just felt bad for him. He just really wanted Klaus's love and woo. But no.
Like Klaus said.
Like Klaus, he also wanted to be loved.
Gift.
Yeah. I think both of them were two little lost boys looking for something. The both of them.
Yeah. Immortality is definitely a gift.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, and as it go on, we'll see how it play out. Now I'm not saying Klaus is perfect, but you know what? It is what it is, and
at least he owns up to who he is. Yeah, he don't throw a stone and hide.
And then he yelled at him, like, "Put some respect on my name. I am," because he said, "You're the Prince of New Orleans."
Right,
Prince. No, I am the king. And when he did that, Klaus was like, first of all, who was you yelling at
Lower
in front of
your
all
tone. And
your
that's what
little
he did. He
minions?
was putting on a
Yeah, he
show.
was putting on a show.
I didn't like that.
Oh yeah, he was high stepping.
Klaus should have ate his ass right then.
But I mean, he still is his baby, so I mean, he really can't. And I think it was his. Okay,
So he can't eat them, is what you're saying.
that too. But remember, Klaus never sired anyone before.
Right.
Marcel was his first sire, which is why when he was getting whipped and he picked up that apple and threw it back at the guy that was whipping him. And when Klaus went over there and helped him up, that's why Elijah and Rebecca looked at each other like that, because they've never seen him show that level of kindness.
Right.
And he kept Marcel.
That's why
and he raised
Elijah
Marcel.
said there might be hope for our brother yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there is hope for Klaus. Klaus is a good guy in his own right. He really is.
He is.
He really is.
He
I think
is.
He's a little bit misunderstood, just a little.
And he's impulsive. But we got to understand that's who he is as
Right.
Think about it. He's not only dealing with vampire impulsiveness. He's half werewolf,
Right.
which he denies that side.
Right. Because his father made him, which I think goes back to part of the reason why he is the way he is. Could you imagine that?
Yeah. Well, no, I can't imagine, but I'm
having to, just kind of kill a certain part of yourself because somebody else wants you to.
Right. But it's still a part of you. And he has to deal with both
you're
of that.
A great singer. What if somebody said you can't sing anymore? My sister's an excellent singer. I don't know if she ever gonna make an album, but either way it goes. Yes. What if somebody said that was my little plug? But yeah, like what if somebody told you that you couldn't sing anymore? What if you was Ariel from The Little Mermaid? Somebody took your voice box.
Oh man.
Right. I feel like that equates to what Klaus's dad did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's him.
It's him.
Yeah.
And I think by denying that side, it kind of, when it does come up, like he's so impulsive, because werewolves are impulsive, vampires are impulsive, so it's double.
Right.
And I think that's just what it is. He's just very impulsive. He's going to do, a lot of times he don't think his actions through, even though he is a well-planned planner.
Correct. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like he'll kill you, like, oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have, but
it's too late.
What's done is done. The deed is done.
Yes, that is him. So we also meet Camille.
The love interest, yeah. The psychologist.
Yes, the
that Marcel yep, and Klaus.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's I think it's episode 2 where they have the party. It's episode 3 where they have the party and Camille is dressed in the all white
angel.
Yes. Is it me, or when Klaus first saw her in that scene, even though he had seen her before, it's something about seeing her in that moment that I see his countenance change.
Yeah. Because she came in as an angel and she's literally pure of heart. And I think that is something that's a rarity, because they've lived thousands of years, and the odds of running into someone that's as pure in heart as she is perceived to be. And then he compelled her to do his bidding, so it's like I've tainted her in some way, because Klaus has this thing, by you meeting me, knowing me, allowing me to be in your circle, you are now tainted. So even if you want it to be the best version of yourself, it's going to be hard to do that when I'm around.
Yes.
Because if I have to manipulate you, if I have to use you, if I have to do whatever I need to do, then I will. And it's almost and he can't receive love either. It's hard for him to receive love. So
Right. I feel like, okay, so that was also a very impressionable time when they first got turned into vampires. And then, of course, what happens to him, and we find out that he's a werewolf, and then they kind of isolate him. I think all of that shaped him, just that alone shaped him into being somebody who is constantly looking for, what's the word? Approval,
validation.
validation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Constantly. Constantly.
What's their daddy's name?
I think it's Michael.
I don't like that dude. He wasn't in none of these episodes that we talking about, but it just, I know we're talking about the TV show,
The
but
sheer arrogance. Like
yeah.
he's judge, jury, and executioner. Now, true enough, they are, like he said in his quote unquote words, I'm not going to get into it long, but in his mind, they're abominations. They created abominations. And as the father, as the people who brought them into this world, as the people who, even though we made our mistakes and made them vampires and my wife cheated and now he's a werewolf, it is our duty, our job to rid the world of this evil.
Yeah.
So he became this whole self-righteous,
I see what you're saying,
crazy, vigilante out against his own children, which just really messed them up in their mind. Because if this is your parents,
right? I see what you're saying.
So Klaus is like, "Oh, y'all think I'm that? You think I'm an abomination? No, I'm gonna show you, what an abomination is.
Yeah, definitely.
Because guess what? I just think he has the mentality. You created me, so it's your sin. So all the blood on my hand is blood on yours as well.
Right.
So it's a good way of turning them around and screwing them back.
Elijah is really hoping that this baby will bring out that side of Klaus that he knows.
Yes, he knows it's there.
He knows it's there.
He knows. And you'll see as we get on into the episodes. I'm not going to bring up how he knows, but you will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, he knows it's there. And that's what he wants. Mm-hmm. He wants redemption.
Yeah. For his brother.
Yeah, he feel like
for the both of them, actually.
Yeah. And he thinks his redemption will come by helping Klaus get his redemption. And if Klaus can be redeemed, then all of them can be redeemed. So it's a story about redemption. Yeah. It's beautiful if you look at it.
Now, wait, let me ask you this. Why do you think that Klaus did not want Rebecca and Marcel together? Because he was from the jump, Marcel was like 12 and he was like, I'm gonna marry you to Rebecca. Oh yeah,
he was cocky then.
He was.
But think about it, he was to throw an apple back at the person that's beating you. Yeah. So he always had this cocky edge.
This something, yeah.
I think it was more of, I can't have two people that I love the most be together, because I would never want to have to choose between my sister and my first sire. Because he loves, I don't care what nobody, he loves Marcel. Like when Rebecca was like, oh, but now that you're an enemy, he's like, he's not really my enemy. He's just a friend that hasn't come around yet. So in his mind, him and Marcel are playing this cat and mouse game, but he still don't view him as an enemy. Even though Marcel is living in his house, sleeping in his bed, took his city, done what he wanted to do, he still don't look at him as an enemy. And he could not have the both of them being together because he would never be able to choose between them.
See, and I think something different. I think that yes, he does love Marcel, but only to a certain point. Because family is so important to them, it's always just going to be him and his siblings. Marcel can't be a part of that. If him and Rebecca would have gotten together, Rebecca would have wanted, you know what I'm saying, that dynamic to be. Do you think they would have left New Orleans and left one of them behind? Klaus wouldn't have left New Orleans and left Elijah there. Elijah wouldn't have left New Orleans.
They wouldn't have left Marcel there, but they thought Marcel was dead.
But thought.
No, like thought they were. He literally thought he was dead.
Right. But Klaus would have never just like, I think Elijah's dead, so let me see. Klaus would have needed to see
Well, he
Elijah's
wouldn't have
body.
to think because they can't die. So that's a whole different thing.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying like he wouldn't have. They can't die, so he
Right.
would have went back. But Marcel isn't an original,
Right.
so he knew he could die. I think that he did not want them together because I need to keep y'all separate because he wouldn't want to have to choose between them because at the end of the day, he loved Marcel.
And he does love Marcel, but at the end of the day, if it's between Marcel and Rebecca, he's not gonna let anything happen to Rebecca.
Just keep watching.
I mean, we've watched it.
No. It's an episode that lets me know, but I don't want to bring it forward.
Okay,
and so I haven't watched it in
years. We'll talk about that.
But I remember
when we get
and
to,
I was like, aha.
Okay.
Aha, because Klaus does view him as one of them, as a original. He just hadn't let him know it yet because he hadn't earned it. See, he hadn't earned it yet.
Okay.
But he could earn it. Like, The Weeknd, you can earn it. Yeah, you can earn this.
Yeah. But he hasn't.
He hadn't. And proof to that when they showed you in the first episode, when he said, I keep telling you to make me immortal, but you won't give it to him. He's like, hey, I never said I was not going to.
Yeah, but when you're ready.
But when you're ready.
Right.
And when you earn, I believe if they live, because they're immortal,
right,
live long enough, there would, in Klaus' mind, become a time where Marcel was ready.
Got you. Okay.
All right. And so with that being said, now, how did you feel about when he told Davina? We hadn't even talked about Davina yet.
Hello, Davina. She looks so sweet.
I know she was so sweet and innocent, but that girl got a whole lot of power.
I mean,
she got the whole witch coven.
What did Becca say? Marcel has in his possession a witch that's stronger than an original.
Yep, because she made an original lose her memory.
Correct.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And Rebecca's so, oh gosh, she's just so dramatic. Say you gave our brother to the only person who has a witch that that's stronger than an original. He was like, calm down.
No, Rebecca is very dramatic. She is. But she also loves Elijah. Like,
she does, but she don't love Klaus like that.
I mean, but think about it though. She don't want to see herself in a world with just Klaus and no Elijah. She can deal with Klaus with Elijah, but without Elijah, she can't. So
that's true.
She was freaking the hell out.
Yeah, because she told Haley, Klaus, because when they found out that Marcel had Elijah, she's like, Klaus running around here without Elijah is dangerous.
Correct.
Because Elijah could always pull him back.
Yes. Like now, the scene.
You messed up. If Elijah don't deal with you, you messed up. Because if that's the only one that'll talk you off a ledge is him. So yeah. Elijah like, go on, kill him, Klaus. It's over.
Okay, so yes, Davina. Cutie Pie, what was your question? I'm so sorry.
You remember when he said, I want you to figure out how to kill an original. See, to me, that was the line. It wasn't even about me being king. So now you want to kill an original? You want to kill the first family? Because first of all, when you say I want to kill an original, let's be real here. You're talking about the Michelsons.
Yeah, permanent.
You're talking about a permanent death, number one. And then it is, how many? 5 of them?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't not now one of them gonna let that go. So that means you got to be prepared to kill all of them.
Mm-hmm. And even with that, just him having the thought alone, I felt like was so disrespectful.
It was stank.
I wanted to reach through the TV and you're right, pluck his ass on the nose. Like, what are you doing? That's that me, I shit that I was talking about earlier, because he's thinking if they're going to stay in the city, because that's what he's thinking, that they're not, because all of them are now there. They're not leaving. But this is my city. How do I get them out of my city? They're not going to leave if I just ask them. So I'm going to have to kill them so I can get my city back and keep my people calm.
And let's be real about this. Number one, he knew about them because he wasn't surprised when they came back in the city. He never was like, oh, the originals, they're alive. Because he know they can't be killed. So when they fled and you did get New Orleans set up, Why you never reached out to them and was like, hey, I finally got a home the way it was.
I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. Come back.
Because he didn't want them to.
Because this time where they was out of New Orleans, Klaus is still being Klaus.
Yeah.
And word travels.
People are still hearing about them. Exactly.
Right. So you know
that they're alive.
So did you not think? And that may have been why he was stash piling the witch and they just showed up a little bit earlier than he planned.
But that goes back to me saying I don't like Marcel. Because you're right. Why didn't, now that everything is calm, now that, wherever the daddy chased them to, he's now out of New Orleans, y'all can come back. He didn't send word. He didn't try to get to them because he didn't want to.
Nope.
He wanted New Orleans for himself because I truly do believe he wants what's Klaus's. Whatever Klaus has.
And that's what it is. And that's like you telling somebody your dream. And that you paint it for them. You write your vision and you make it plain. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they go and do your whole entire vision and don't even tell you about it. You come back, you're like, wait, this is my dream.
This is why you can't share your vision with everybody. This is that lesson.
You think you could share it with your sire? But I guess not.
No, because he wants to be Klaus. But you can't. You're not an original. Sorry.
And I think because Klaus showed him a certain level of love, honor, and respect, that he took that for granted.
Yes.
Because Klaus is the truth.
I like when Klaus sets his ass straight. We ain't there yet.
We ain't there. Oh, I can't wait till we get there.
I can't wait till we get there. But yeah, he gonna set him straight as he should, because I don't know how I missed it, but Marcel's arrogance is sickening to my stomach right now.
But then he tried to gaslight Klaus. You taught me everything I know.
Right.
It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
Evidently not.
Right.
Evidently not.
Yeah. Because if it was truly family like it was supposed to, yes, Klaus has daggered Rebecca and Elijah, but he always bring them back. He take the
He do. And he take very good care of their bodies.
Correct.
He ain't got them out. He don't leave them out in them streets.
Yeah, they vampires. That's why shit happens. But with Marcel, nah, he's trying to do something to them on a permanent basis, and I don't like that. Because at any given time, Klaus could end him.
Yeah. Any given.
And he does.
And there's worse things than ending him.
Oh yeah.
Because Klaus can, but he already know, like, dude, I'll just make your life miserable. Every time you fall in love with somebody, I'm gonna be there to break a neck.
Right.
Or I'm gonna catch you slipping and I'm gonna compel her. Like he could be very vindictive. What you don't want is revenge Klaus.
Right.
Because revenge Klaus don't have no rules.
Yeah.
He'll sit there and watch you cry. And be like, oh, wipe your tears.
Quickly. Because we got shit to do. He is always on some we got shit to do.
He always got a master plan.
Always.
Like she said, what? So plan A is just to ask for Elijah back? I mean, what is plan B? And he looked at it, he said, war. I said, that's what I'm talking about.
I like war. That was a good plan. Yeah. And he's ready for it.
Yeah.
But that's how they all are.
Yes.
And it's because they are the originals. And this is why it's upsetting me with Marcel. He already know who they are. What they say? Put some respect on
my name.
Man, but he does it.
No.
He's trying to get them to put some respect on his name. No.
Mm-mm. But he's been separating from them from a long time. But they about to refresh his memory. He about to take a trip down memory lane.
Clearly, he needs a refresher.
Oh yeah, he needs one.
Yeah,
most definitely. I just want to say, Klaus Michelson, I love you. I love your character. Okay, your girl vein is always open.
I just say you've been taking your iron pills.
I'm taking my iron pills. I'm vegan, so I'm sweet. Like I said in the last episode, call me your bartender because I'm serving up the drinks, okay? All you can drink.
That is funny. Well, I'm looking forward to the next 3 episodes. I did not watched them. I have not even tinkered into episode 4. Like each time I stop it at episode 3 because I will
Yes,
get to
because it
going.
ended great. It ended with that witch saying something Latin over Haley's belly. So she's trying to figure out what the witch said.
Right. Do
And
we
then
ever figure out what the witch
yes,
said?
it does.
Okay.
Yeah, we do figure out
Okay.
what the witch says.
Shout out to Haley's baby.
Yeah, baby girl, we found that out. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a girl.
Shout out to Haley's
And
baby.
the mystery wolf that showed up and was watching her when she was out by the pool. That's when the witch showed up to tell her she can do a spell to find out what she having. There was a little wolf in the bushes watching her.
I missed that.
And she said, "He's drawn to you."
That's right. Mm-hmm. She did say that. Mm-hmm. I was wondering what she said. Ooh.
Which he had to be really drawn to her to be there because werewolves had been ran out of New Orleans by Marcel.
Right. So that he had to be there.
He risked his life.
Something about it.
Just to see her.
He had to be there. Ooh, I cannot wait. I'm about to go to bed.
This wolf friend? Now, because now I like werewolves too. So I'm not just like a vampire person.
We like them all.
I like them all.
Yes.
I love werewolves. It's the whole pack thing that I like.
And elves.
Yes. And elves. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But we're not gonna get that. Stop it.
Oh, and the Avatar, the blue people. Yeah, I like them too.
Okay. And this is why we have a podcast together, because we like the same things.
We do.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. Like, look here.
Because we have each other to talk to and say things like, I'm the bartender.
Right. And you understand me.
And I understand what you mean. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not going to say I would never, just because that's not my vocabulary to be like, I'm the bartender. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Elijah, here. Vane. Like right here. Get it.
You look a little dark around the eyes. Is you thirsty? Have you had your daily dose, your daily drink?
Yeah. And I take my iron pills faithfully. Don't nobody want nobody that's anemic.
Look, I'm gonna have to bring in Zay Wilson to drink from me nice. Don't be rough. Don't be ripping my neck and veins.
From me nice.
Drink from me nice. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
It ain't going nowhere. You ain't got the guzzle.
I'm gonna be right here.
Klaus.
Oh, when he was feeding, when they had a flashback and he was feeding off them two chicks that look like sisters in the hallway. And they Elijah,
like a painting. They like a Greek painting.
Elijah told him basically to slow down, and I think when Elijah said something to him, it made Klaus bite into her wrist even harder. And then he was looking Elijah dead in his eyes
as he was drinking.
And
I'm like usually when you drink, like you're supposed to be like aware, like. But he looked like he was drinking them dry. They was all passed out, leaning over, sleep. I'm like, slow down. You killing him. You killing him.
He does not care.
And then here comes Rebecca with the mayor's son.
Wanting to turn the mayor's son.
That's why they can drink the way they want to, because they got the mayor in their pocket. Right. But no, she fell in love with the mayor's son and want to turn him. Now, he was like, no, we're not going to turn him. Because if we turned every bloke you fell in love with, we wouldn't have nothing left to drink.
That was a nice way to say that she was,
loose as a goose. Don't get her started.
It's a great way to say Becca was out there.
Yeah, she was out there. But then, oh boy, I had to try to stand up to Klaus. First of all, you a human. Know your position.
Yeah, and he's clearly been dealing with them. It's been enough time for him and Rebecca to fall in love. So he knows who Klaus is. He knows who Elijah is. And he still tried to jump back.
Because he thought, because Rebecca brought him up there, like, I'm going to change him. Like, he thought he had the relationship. And Klaus was like, Klaus took my dude up under his neck. All of them got vampire speed.
Yes.
He went slow.
Yes.
He slow walked him.
He did. He walked up to him like a regular human.
And he slow walked him to the balcony and he threw him over. I'm trying to figure out why didn't nobody jump over and catch my man? Like, y'all got vampire speed. No, they just let him hit the ground because Mayday was like, you know what? And then he left him.
Yeah, there was a house full of people. I don't think they would have. You know what I'm saying? The governor.
They could have compelled them all.
I mean, yeah, they could have. You're right. They didn't want to.
No,
they didn't want to save him.
And Rebecca didn't want to save him. So this is my thing.
Rebecca was in shock. She was shook. You saw her face. She was like, "Damn, I shouldn't have said anything." No, you should not have.
Maybe that was the first time she realized.
You think that's the first boyfriend maybe Klaus killed of hers? I don't know. The way it sounded, it wasn't. She was sick though. She went to the funeral. She was holding on to Elijah. Like, boo. Maybe that was the first one. When I say she was sick, she was sick.
And nobody said nothing to Klaus.
Nobody ever says anything to Klaus. That's part of his problem as well. They definitely enable him.
They do.
They do. And it's mainly because they know he's not going to listen. He's going to do what he wants to do. So that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Why waste your breath? He's going to do what he wants to do.
He is. And you can't talk no sense into him whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
And then he always has like a great excuse. I just saved you a lifetime of trouble, brother. You just killed my girlfriend. I was in love with her. Like, right. And they be told, they be like, crying. And he be like, oh well, clean yourself up. Yeah. You got work to do.
Yeah, that's it. He doesn't, very, very uncaring when it comes to certain things. But that's something I do like about him.
Yeah, because he like, look, we're mortal. We're going to be here a long time, bruh.
Yeah, that's, maybe they don't think like that.
She's going to die anyway, or maybe you're, and I mean, I guess he could have killed him anyway, but I'm like, Rebecca, why you even ask? Why you just didn't turn my dude?
Right.
And let him show up as a vampire.
Yeah, like, I don't know why she asked either. That's a good question. Because she could have just did it.
Yeah.
But oh well. Because now that ass is dead. She didn't want him for real. She knows.
That's what I be feeling.
She knows how Klaus is.
She didn't know. She didn't want him for real.
No.
That was just her way out of. Yeah, she didn't want him for real.
Well, again, I'm looking forward to the next 3 episodes. We're going to keep it to the 3.
Yep, and we'll be back with y'all on next Friday. Like I said, if you hadn't watched it, it's a great show.
I hope y'all have watched the originals. And please get into it. Yeah, please get into it while we're watching as well. But you don't have to keep it to the 1 to 3 because the episodes get addicting.
They do.
And you just want to keep going. You want to, I know it's late. I want to go on there right now and watch episode 4. But if I watch 4, I'm going to watch 5. If I watch 5, I'm going to watch 6. And then next thing I know, it's going to be 3, 4 in the morning. So we're not even going to do that.
No.
But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to, of course, meeting back here with you, my sister, and talking about it.
Yes. Oh, Nick.
Niklaus.
Oh, Niklaus. Man. The most. Oh, that's what they gave him the nickname before they brought out the originals when he was on the Vampire Diaries that made people want to hear his story. Uh-huh. He was the villain that he was the most loved villain.
On Vampire Diaries.
Just in general. Yeah, but on Vampire Diaries, he was the villain, but people loved him.
Yeah, I love him. So I can see how. He's very easy to love.
And this is without us seeing like this side of him. This is him just going through Vampire Diaries being a tyrant, ripping off heads, killing people mamas in front of him. But then he say poetic stuff like this to golly, I can't think of her name. But anyway, Caroline, when he let her boyfriend live, he was like, I'm not gonna kill your first love because I intend to be your last. Mic drop.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're going to end it on that. That is the conclusion of episodes 1 through 3 of the originals. Come back next Friday. We'll be here discussing episodes 4 through 6.
Yep. And don't forget to tune in Tuesdays for our None Your Business podcast.
Tuesday's episode is going to be good.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys definitely join in and come kick it with us.
And share with your friends. If you know people that love what we're talking about, or even if they don't.
All right, y'all. We thank you once again.